Greetings, y'all. Welcome to practice. It's Friday as we record. It's full moon tomorrow. It's almost the fullness of summer. And so we're just gonna invite things to slow down a bit because it's hard to control everything out there. Don't even try. But right here in our center, we can find that place of refuge, that place of connection, that one place of constancy in the world. And I don't mean your emotional body or your thinking body, because those are not places of constancy, except that maybe they're constantly going, but they do keep moving and changing. But yoga teaches us that beneath all of that busyness, there is a steady, quiet, peaceful place within, Bindu, a light of the divine within us that is beyond time, beyond form. And that when we befriend this place, well, first off, when we visit this place, every time we visit, we deepen that path. We make that path wider and clearer so that we may more easily access this center of relative stillness and peacefulness. And we begin to remember ourselves beyond the body, beyond identification, beyond all the worries and concerns and judgments of mind and emotion. We remember ourselves vast, infinite, spacious, and inherently peaceful and joyful. Imagine that. Imagine that. So even if you don't know that place or haven't felt it, please just imagine it. What would that be like to find that place within yourself, to visit often that place within yourself? So that no matter what's happening in the world around us, especially these days, so unpredictable, we have that place of refuge, a steady center from which we dance with the wilds of life. Imagine into that. I am peaceful. I am at ease. I am steady in my center. I am spacious. I take refuge within the light of my own heart. And relax the mouth. You can relax the hands. And let's just circle the mouth first, so in case there's still any tension or residual kind of holding in the jaw, as so many of us do day to day, we can just kind of wash that out of the mouth to begin. And this helps the mind to quiet. Actually, we'll bring the eyes in it too, if you will. Just kind of squish everything up like you're saying, ooh, like you're about to say wow. And then we'll open everything up big, wow, and stretch it out and squish it up again. And just big wow breaths. So squeeze and big stretch. Wow. 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 And wiggle or pause and just feel that warmth that you made in there. And follow any inhale, bring that into the shoulders. Lift the shoulders up to the ears and squeeze them there. And then squeeze them together on the back and then pull them down like you're just milking tension out of the shoulders. Inhale, lift them up and squeeze to the ears and then together on the back and then down, working the scapula down and together. So you're just letting any tension wash off the shoulders, off the back. And you're welcome to circle the mouth with that, or just make sure your jaw is soft. Any little organic movements that are inspired there, where is it still sticky? And then, as inspired, let's bring the hands behind you. You could clasp them, squeeze onto your blanket or pillow, or just press into the earth. Squeeze the scapula together onto the back. Let the scapula lift your heart like friends' hands, and keep the back of the neck long. So dip the chin slightly and slide the upper palate back. Jalandhara Bandha. Big breaths here. And then any exhale, pour forward. And let's take that all the way forward. Press the hips back, melt your heart towards the earth. You could bow in, you could rest here, just play with the pressing back, and even in and out as needed. So we're in this wonderful time here of full moon and almost full sun, and just this bright cosmic time that in so many ways is calling us out into celebration, into freedom, into play and self-expression, letting our own shine reflect the shine of the season. And the full moon often is highly emotional, sometimes volatile, and will be asking us to slow down a bit, to turn in. It's a time of heightened intuition, even psychic abilities. And so we do want to find that balance in our practice and in our lives of opening out and of turning in, of playing with that outward shining light and that inward shining light. So we really see what we've got going on inside. What are habits? What would we choose to keep? What will we just kind of wash away? Follow any inhale to lift up tall. Exhale and touch the earth as you root down. And we'll lift that earth energy up to the sky. And we'll draw that sky energy down into our earth body, smiling that light of the cosmos through our mind, our eyes, our smile, our voice, and into the heart. Lift the heart. See if you can feel your heartbeat. And as you dance with this light of the cosmos, the inner and outer, find any word, mantra, or image that holds the energy of your yes. It's a great time to celebrate what you're grateful for, or again, freedom of self expression, or calling in and encouraging your courage. Find a strong word, mantra, or image to focus on with the energy of your practice. Exhale and pour the breath out. Inhale that heart's yes, if you will. Join me. One great Om. Take your time, move slowly, maybe roll the wrists out there, stretch or shake out as needed. And let's make our way to lying on the back. As you come to lie down, as usual, such a nice way to begin, just hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice hug in there. Fully welcome yourself to practice and rock a bit into your spine and breathe your connection to earth. Big breaths with the soft mouth. And as always, those letting go sounds are encouraged. Sighs, horse lips, lion's breath, toning. Whatever wants to move through you. And then just let the head and the arms rest on the floor in any way that keeps the natural cervical curve, the neck curve, and your scapula flat on the back. And let's bring the legs up to the sky and flex the toes back towards the face, and then point the toes towards the sky. Spread those toes wide so there's some muscular energy there as you're flexing, especially if there's an injury in the calf or anywhere there. We want to keep that balance of muscular and organic energy always, but especially when there's injury, we start with the muscular energy because it's the container, it's the hug, and then slowly we unfurl back from that place of support and safety into whatever edges are breathfully there. Injuries have so much to teach us about how to be in relationship with our bodies, with others, with life. Stay with that point, flex as you like, or begin to draw some circles. Maybe widen the legs a bit and take some big full circles with the feet, like you're drawing circles, spirals with your toes. You might notice that the weight of the legs into the back body here invites a sigh or a yawn as the nervous system tends to ground when there's weight into the hip sockets and lower back. And those circles in both directions if you haven't. Last couple breaths. And then squeeze the legs together. If you'd like to, you could squeeze them onto a block. So you just have more kind of feedback there from that squeeze. Keep the shoulders rooted. And again, that nice cervical curve with the upper center back of your head pressing into the earth. Inhale as you squeeze the legs. Exhale, navel to spine, heels to sky. And if that does trigger the calf overstretch thing, that one of us is dealing with today, then you just point the toes to the sky instead of lifting through the heels. Otherwise, most of us usually need a little more back body line stretch. So we'll lift from heels. Let that be your exhale, heels up, navel back, for 5. And rest. If you need to, you could rest the legs down a moment. And here I'm going to invite you to now begin to lift the shoulders. If you are dealing with any neck shoulder strain situations, which is true for another of us here today, then just interlace the hands behind the head. Hold the weight of your head and keep the shoulders on the back. So the ears stay in line with the shoulders the whole time. And as you exhale, the ribs pull to the hips and the navel pulls to the spine, and the sacrum and shoulders come off the earth with the shoulders really relaxed here, and the neck relaxed as much as you can. And inhale back to the earth. Otherwise, if you're feeling okay in there, You are welcome to reach the heels up and the fingers up past the toes and pulse. Let's go a few more. And then feet to the earth as wide as the mat. Stretch the arms up overhead on the floor. And inhale both knees to one side as you lengthen from fingertips to knees. And exhale, pull the navel back and the knees through center. Little massage there through the outer hips. And just let your breath lead. Inhale and stretch it out. Exhale and transition through center. Side to side with the breath. Soft jaw and tongue. And just feel how you're getting the hip flexors warmed up there and the glute medius warmed up, inviting fluidity into your lower back. Nice stretch through the side bodies. Last couple breaths. Enjoy it. And if you need to enjoy it or want to enjoy it even longer. Otherwise, when you're done, come back to center. Walk the heels underneath the knees and the knees in line with your hip points. Those are the bones on the front of the hips, or the anterior superior iliac spine, as is also called ASIS. So everything in alignment there. You could take a block between your thighs and squeeze onto that, or just imagine that you are. We're not going to lift this seat up yet. We're going to focus on that uh, technique unwinding stuff that most all of us need these days. And so we'll come to robot arms with the elbows alongside the body and the palms facing each other. Press into the elbows, squeeze the scapula together on the back, and puff up your chest. Keep that chin lifting perpendicular to the floor, not beyond that, and let the exhale just melt everything back down. Inhale, sacrum's on the floor at first. Press into the elbows, squeeze the shoulders on the back, puff up your chest with breath, and then exhale, relax it all down. Let your breath move your body. We'll go one more or two more. And then take pause there. You can even just let the hands rest on the body for a moment. And let's focus on the feet. So feel that the feet are parallel to one another and in alignment with the knees. And lift and spread your toes, just the toes. Keep the balls of the feet on the floor. And then actively pull the feet towards the seat. Tilt the pelvis and lift the lower back. Lift all the way up through the spine. And at the top, interlace the hands behind you. Squeeze the shoulders in the back. Notice all that might have dipped your chin a bit and keep that chin lifting perpendicular to the floor. Pressure on the upper center back of the head. Spread those toes wide and pull with your toes. Heels towards the shoulders. Squeeze the glutes, lift the hips, lift the heart. Deep, full breaths. You can release the toes down if you need, but feel the strength that you're building there and the heat that you're building, which can be beneficial. And just choose if you're going to hold it, release it, or pulse it. A few more breaths. Take your time. Follow any exhale Exhale to drip on down to the earth. Extend the right leg out on the floor and hug the left knee into your chest. And let's massage that left thigh a little bit side to side there into the hip socket and the belly. Big breaths in the nose and out the mouth. Again, maybe notice as you bring weight into the hip and back body, there's a little nervous system grounding, what so many of us need during the full moon. So just taking your time in the warm up here, breathing that rock side to side. And once you're really breathful there, I invite you to go deeper if it feels good. Wrap that elbow around the knee and pull that knee up and over towards the armpit and push out through the left heel and breathe here. Soft jaw and tongue. Deep, full breaths. Stay in that stretch or have happy babies. So you'll bring the hand over the top of the foot or ankle, root that left thigh down strongly as you pull that right knee down and over. And let's draw some circles with that left heel on the ceiling. Again, a little massage into that hip. Soft in the mouth. Deep, full breaths. Stay with that as you like, or hand that foot over to the left hand. Left hand holds the heel, right hand holds the knee, and rock that leg side to side across the body with a soft mouth. Again, maybe even a little smile here as you breathe the outer hip. Letting go breaths. Please stay with that as you like. Or pick the bottom knee up behind that right or bottom or top ankle. So you're in the ankle over knee shape. Actively draw those top toes back so the ankle is straight and strong and there's zero sharp knee pain here. Please modify it as you need to. And let's interlace the hands behind the bottom thigh. Pull it back to center as you ease the top thigh away with your elbow. And soft mouth as you breathe your hips here. And back of the neck should be long here. If your head's dropping back, you could support it with a small folded blanket or pillow. And if your head's lifted higher than that, please try to release it so the ears are right in line with the shoulders is the goal, because that's where they belong. Just again, with that technique business, the body tends to forget that, and our biomechanics get thrown off, and we get informed by way of pain. So nurturing the body in our practice, listening to what's needed to come back to our original homeostasis. Stay in this breathing here, or I invite you to some core work. Hands behind the head, elbows wide, shoulders on the back. Inhale, and as you exhale, pull that bottom thigh back, navel back. Pull the navel back and the ribs to hips so much the shoulders lift up with zero pulling of your head. And again, the ears and biceps are in alignment with each other. Open back to the earth, big inhale. As you exhale, pull navel back, ribs to hips, sacrum and shoulder blades up without pulling the head. Really relax the neck as much as you can. Continue with your breaths. We'll go about 5 more. Take your time when you're ready. Keep the setup of the legs, but land that right or bottom foot to the earth. And then we're going to take that setup across the body. So the top foot or left foot's going to stand, and the outer right or bottom thigh is going to lay down. Here, you could just kind of press the head of that top femur away and rest, not forcing, just a gentle encouragement. So you feel some sensation, but nothing that's not comfortable. And stay here and breathe in this resting, stretchy place. Or maybe you inhale that right or opposite arm as the top leg overhead. And as you exhale, reach that hand past the thigh. Again, you want to support the weight of the head with the hand. The hand's not there to pull the head, the hand is there to make sure the neck stays soft and the head is heavy. So really feel that that hand is holding some weight, and that the only thing pulling your body up is a navel pulling back and the ribs pulling to the hips. So that strong exhales are what's working for you here. And we'll have another 5 breaths or so. And take your time. Come to lie down. Any shape of the legs. Maybe give your head a little side to side, making sure the neck is soft and that you didn't engage it unnecessarily there. When you're ready, we'll go into second side. So extend that left or second side leg out. Pull that right or second knee in. Draw it in close as you can to get a little massage from the top of the thigh to your outer belly. And already, just give me another big sigh. Thank you, body. Befriending the body, slowing life down a little bit, expanding the center from our visit to center here. Soft jaw and tongue. And stay with that little rock and massage, or actively push out through that left heel as you hug that right or bent knee in to the inner elbow. And then pull that knee up and over like you're trying to put it in your armpit. Push out through that left heel. Stretch long, big breaths. Soft mouth. Letting go breaths. Please stay with that as you like. Really try to receive that grounding energy. And when you're inspired to, have happy baby, elbow inside the leg, hand over the top of the foot or ankle, and we'll draw some spirals with the heel on the ceiling. Big breaths, soft jaw, long back of the neck. You could draw those circles any speed or size you like. Maybe switch directions soon if you haven't. Stay with that as you like, or hand that foot on over to your other hand. Hold your heel and your knee. Flex those toes back, straight, strong ankle. And rock that leg side to side, maybe with a little smile on your face. And just see what that feels like. Letting go breath. Stay as you like, or as inspired. Pick that left knee up, the bottom knee behind that top ankle. Interlace the hands behind that bottom thigh. Use that top elbow to ease that thigh away as you continue to actively draw those toes back. And pull bottom thigh in, press top thigh away. And begin to rock and roll or draw some circles maybe, or just play with the pull press. Wherever you feel the most sensation and breathfulness. Soft mouth, stay there as you like, or interlace the hands behind the head, elbows wide, shoulders on the back, long back of the neck, nice cervical curve, big inhale as you exhale, pull navel back, bottom thigh back, and sacrum and shoulders up to the sky. Inhale and open, exhale and curl in and up, heavy head, give the head to the hands, relax the neck. Strong exhale, squeezing into center. And we'll go another 5 breaths or so at your own pace. Continue as you like, or bring that same setup of the legs to the earth. So bottom foot lands, and then cross body with the setup. So the top foot stands to the other side, and the outer thigh of the bottom leg lands. Pause here, you could press the head of that top femur away and just breathe and rest. Or once you're breathful here, adding that core again, just the same arm as the top leg holds the head. Opposite arm reaches up overhead on the floor. And then as you exhale, navel to spine, ribs to hips, reach past that top thigh. Elbow stays in line with the shoulder. Head heavy, neck soft. Moving with the breath. Another 4 or 5. And take your time. When you're done, we're going to unwind. And again, you could step the feet wide and just go side to side. So I'm going to invite you next to some shoulder core work. We're going to just do a little more laying down here today. So there's so much we can do and avoid all our injuries. So doing that for a bit until we get nice and warm. And so with the shoulder core, you could go super mellow. So we often do here with the knees side to side, and then use the exhale and kick the top foot out. Super mellow, feet are as wide as the mat. They step back down and exhale. Kick across, stay with that. Elbows are at shoulder height now, so the scapula are really pinned to the earth. And again, the exhaler strong. Use those rhomboids, those muscles that squeeze the shoulder blades together to help really get a strong foundation here. And you could stay with that super mellow core or squeeze the legs together. Like a 90-degree angle here, knees at hip height, heels at knee height, squeeze, inhale, arms are also at 90 degrees, root those scapula, and then as you exhale, knees to one side, not landing, just as far as you can go without letting that either scapula pop up. Inhale back to center and exhale, knees to the other side, keeping the scapula rooted as you go to the side. Inhale, center. Exhale, squeeze. If you want to challenge this, if your shoulders are keeping rooted and your breath is deep and full, then you're welcome to play with adding essentially some weight to this by keeping squeezing the legs. Extend the top leg out. Inhale back to center. Extend the other leg out to the other side. And if you're really feeling it, shoulders are rooted, breath is strong, you can kick both feet out to one side. Inhale back through center. Straight legs to the other side. And we'll go 3 or 4 more to each side, at whatever breathful edge is right for your body today. And just remember, every day is different. Listen to your body, what's needed today. Apparently, I think some core work is needed today. That's where we build that inner heat, that inner shine, meeting that light of the sun. So we just go out into the world all shiny. And that heat also just, helps to protect us from so many things. Keeping those shoulders rooted, so you're getting that stretch and that strength in the muscles that work the shoulders onto the back. Take your time with that as you like, or kick over to one side. You could grab the knee or the foot and shift the top hip down. Lengthen that arm up, get as much side body length as you can. And then you could flow the arm open and roll onto the ear, looking towards that hand out to the side. Or bend the bottom knee, reach down for that ankle or foot, and kick through both feet. Again, lengthening the spine, and then turn the head to look away from that top leg. Big breaths. Long exhales. Couple more breaths. Please stay as you like. Or you could come back to feet wide, knees side to side, and just yummy stretch that out. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, transitions. You feel where you made that heat and just stretch and spread that shine out through your body as you breathe this stretch. And this one is the inhale, the stretch to get more shine there, and the exhale to transition. Or when you're ready to, come back to any of those core variations, elbows to shoulder height. Squeeze the legs together, squeeze the scapula together, exhale, knees to the side. Inhale, knees back to center, exhale to the side. Scoop the scapula down and together. Strong exhales, navel back. Soft neck and face as much as you can, except you might use those pursed lips for your exhales. Or any lips, apparently. And last breath or two to each side. Of course, please continue longer if you like, or make room as needed and kick on over to your second side. Grab that knee or foot. Shift that top hip down. Stretch the arm up to really get the spine and side body as long as you can. And then flow the arm open or reach down for that bottom foot. and kick out through both feet. Long, long spine, and roll onto the ear looking away from that top foot. Long exhales, deep full breaths. Last couple breaths. Really extend those exhales as much as you can. Squeeze them out. And feel how that just makes, such a joyful rush in of breath, having fullness in your body. When you're ready, come back to center, moving slowly again. Take your time. If you want to hug in or windshield wiper and just kind of wash that out and neutralize a moment. And then I'm going to invite you to roll over to one side when you're ready. And let's come up onto the bottom hand. Bring the bottom hand forward of the shoulder. So there's lots of room to scoop that scapula down. Lift the heart. Bottom leg is straight out from the hips there, a long way. And top foot's going to stand about mid-thigh on that bottom leg. And then push into that top leg. You can use your elbow at first. And just take little rotations here as we breathe, some side body stretch. So at first, you're going to let the shoulders shrug up a lot to really get lots of length in the side body. And you can stay and play with this as long as you like. Just kind of a yummy little loungy stretch here and keep pushing that top leg away for more space. Or if you'd like to here, we'll go bigger, a little more activity in this situation. And if you're ready for that, we're going to press into the feet and that top leg. You can use your hand now. Really scoop that bottom shoulder down the back. Press into that top thigh and spiral to the earth as you dip that hip down. Claw the fingertips strongly. And then inhale, push into your feet. Lift that top hip and stretch the arm overhead. Big inhale as you exhale, hand back to the upper inner thigh. Dip bottom hip down as you spiral in and squeeze the breath out. Inhale, press and shine up and overhead. Exhale, dip and press. With the breath, maybe a couple more. Take a break fully if you need it, or walk back into downward dog. In down dog here, you might play with bending and straightening the knees, or pulsing to heels and tiptoes, or a little of both. If it's more shoulder stuff you're focused on, then ground the feet strongly, ankles straight and strong. Inhale, shrug the shoulders up to the ears, and then exhale, slide the scapula down the back. Inhale, shrug, and exhale, slide. And last few breaths, and then we're going to meet for second side. So if the hand you were just working on is feeling it, that's okay. We're getting off of it soon. Or come off of it whenever you need, really. That's always a thing. And take your time. Let's come to second side. And again, you'll just kind of bring the hip to the ground, lay down on the side, bottom leg extending out, top foot standing mid-thigh, bottom hand forward of the shoulder, at least a few inches there. And then at first we'll go for just that stretch. So let that bottom shoulder shrug up towards the ear and breathe into all that side body length, that space you're just making for breath there. Top elbow can push that thigh away. Breathe here, or play with little rotations here. Spin to the ground, spin back to sky or back behind you. And soft mouth and breath full as you breathe all that space. Stay and play with that. Or that foot standing mid-thigh. We'll bring the hand to the thigh, scoop that bottom shoulder down the back, lift the heart up, press into the feet and that top leg, and then spiral inward, dip the hip down, exhale. Inhale, push into the feet, lift that top hip up and reach that top arm long overhead. Follow your exhale to dip hip down, hand to thigh, spiral in with the exhale. Inhale, lift up and open long side body. Let your breath lead. A few more if you can, more or less as you like or needed. And then back to downward dog. And that could be a forearm down dog if your hands are talking to you, your wrists, or just cuz that can feel really good too. And same thing here. Bending the knees, taking the stretch out of the legs and lengthen the spine out. Stretch out into the legs if that's right for you. You can play with anything you did on the other side, or if you're feeling it, maybe not such a full moon practice, but maybe you walk in, face looking between the arms, one foot up to the sky, little pulses to tiptoes, or little hops towards your forearm stand. Squeeze of the inner thighs and lift of the pelvic floor. Play as you like or rest in child's pose when you're done. Big breaths in child's pose. Down dog or forward fold. In the next 4 or 5 breaths, we'll meet in forward fold. Standing forward fold. And feet underneath the hips. You can have any arm variation as you like. Maybe you're holding the elbows and stretching out there. Or swoop the arms around the outside of the legs, cross the wrists behind the legs, and then bring the hands to the shins. So wrists are crossed between the legs, hands are holding opposite shins. Bend the knees deeply, rest the chest on the thighs, and then relax the neck and straighten the legs as much as you like or are able to. And feel that nice stretch through the shoulders and the legs. And the forearms can kind of squeeze or press into the calves here, and that might feel good. You might take a few breaths with the forearms crossed the way that they are. And try to relax the neck and let thinking go. And we're going to be here at least a few breaths more. So if you'd like, bend the knees again, switch the cross of the arms, and slowly straighten the legs again. Take your time once you're done. Unwind the arms. Hug the earth with your feet. Lift your arches, knees, quads, navel, pelvic floor. Lift on up, root to rise. Press into the earth. Take your time and at the top, open wide. Gather up the sky. Draw the sky down to your mind and mind into the heart. Lift the heart to the hands and feel your heartbeats, your inner fire, your inner sun and moon shining out through your third eye center with the moon. Receptive, shining in and out through the heart with the sun. Courageous. Please stay here in stillness and breathfulness as you like, or hug to midline and pour the weight into the right foot. Slide the left foot up the inseam, right hand to hip, and Vrikshasana or tree pose. Squeeze to midline as strongly as you can. Toes can come back to earth if you need to. Hug foot and leg into one another, and as inspired, grow your branches. Blossom your fingers, or the hands could stay together. Or you could play here little dancing tree moments and just feeling your strength and stability, or connection to center and ability to move in the wild winds of life without falling out too much. And even when you do, coming on back. And stay playing with that dance, with that shine, or put a little twist on your shine, lift up and spiral towards the bent knee. And big inhale at the front of your mat, pick that bent knee up, and then step it way back, high lunge. Inhale, stretch out in your high lunge as you squeeze to center. Exhale, pivot the back heel down and open out into warrior two. And breathe that warrior two, big breaths. When you're ready, inhale and straighten the front leg and reach forward as far as you can. Reach, reach, reach. And fingertips down to shin, block or earth, and lay back, Trikonasana. Any variations in your triangle? You could play with that top arm. You could bind, or just hug in and shine out and breathe your intention here. Lifting the heart, reach through the head, long, long spine, straight, strong legs or knees slightly bent. No locking out or forcing again. A few more breaths. And then pull up from that top hand back to your warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, parallel feet, cross over, shine out, hug to center, full body breath, full body yes. Breathe and repeat your mantra. Remember your heart's yes. Hug your feet to the earth. Feel yourself powered by earth and by sky. And let's just pull all that into center, gather it up. I was going to say hop, but let's not hop. Unless you're really feeling it, you could hop together. Otherwise, I'm inviting you to a little more caution and step together in a way that feels powerful and safe for you. Thank you. And hands to heart and breathe. And notice the difference in the sides. Imagine all this effort and energy becoming your heart's yes. Breathful body, hug all the musculature up and into midline. Pour the weight into the left foot. Slide that right foot up the inseam. Vrikshasana tree pose. Whoa, already a tippy tree. And squeeze to midline to try to resolve that. Hug in, foot and leg press equal and active. Foot is rooted all four corners. Knee is soft. Core is lifted. Follow any breath to grow to the sky. Relax the shoulders. And find your relative stillness there, or once you do, maybe you invite a little wind through your branches. Find a little dancing tree moment and feel all those little wiggle wobbles in the leg and how that's making all those little muscles stronger. Where are the edges here where you're like, whoa, gonna lose it, and then you come back. Or there you go too far, and then you come back. We get to practice here in our own safe spaces. You can play with the dancing or keep that squeeze, lift and lengthen and breathe your spiral. And stay as you like. Or we're going to be at the front of the mat. Inhale, pick that knee up. Exhale, back into a high lunge, squeeze to center. That could be warrior one if you like. Always an option, warrior one or high lunge. I don't do warrior one a whole lot in case you didn't notice, for reasons are mostly about knees and tight hips and just issues that I've seen and experienced, and just decided there's not as much benefit to it as high lunges, but also sometimes there's that safety for your calf or that feeling of being more grounded. So sometimes it is a better pose. What do you need? It's for each body each day to figure out. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, back heel down and open out. Warrior two. Fullness of breath, hugging in to shine out. And as inspired, straighten the front leg. Look forward to reach forward. Deep, deep, deep in the groin. And then down to Trikonasana. And lay on back from the shoulders. Ears in line with shoulders. Breath, full body. Keep engaging core to lift heart, to reach through head, long back of the neck. Keep pulling on the feet to lift arches, pulling the feet towards one another to engage deep core there. Staying there, playing with arm variations, maybe neck and arm variations. Maybe adding core. What's right for you here? You've got another 3 or 4 breaths. Take your time. Once you're done, feel your feet, your breath. Again, pull back up from that top hand. Warrior two, inhale. Exhale through center, parallel feet, and shine out. Superstar. Hug in. Breathe your heart's yes. Awkward walking, optional. Hug in, shine out. Big breath. And stay as you like, play here as you like, or inhale, arms up, wiggle up out of the waist, exhale, arms down, clasp, breathe, bright, open heart, and exhale, spin thighs back as the heart reaches forward and dive in, clasp by the hands overhead, squeeze the shoulders on the back. Stay with that. Our hands could give a little massage there to the lower back, the legs. You could hold your head or elbows here. Again, inviting a little more fractioning and lengthening of spine, or just a little wiggle jiggle there, like your spine is a string of pearls. Shimmying the shoulders like that big old brain pearls. Swirl a little side to side and imagine any tension just dripping out here, dripping, dripping away, melting into the earth. And I'm going to invite you next to sit in a wide-legged seat. So possibly you just bring the feet back together and come down to sit and then go legs wide. Possibly you walk legs wider, wider, wider. One hand turns around and points behind you with the fingers. Other hand is in front of you. And you use a little counterbalance there to boop, just pop yourself onto your seat. And I know it's not as easily said as done. Done as said, right? That. So take your time. Please be careful. Find any easy seat. So let's pick the booty up. Put the flesh of the sit bones back behind you. If this is not an easy seat, please sit up higher on something and or dig the heels in, bend the knees and pull with the heels to plug those femurs in. We really want our seat to have a pelvic bowl pouring forward. So again, the low back can move in and the heart lifts up. You could stay upright here with the hands behind you, helping you to lift, or you could play here with the little slide side to side over the legs. Or maybe forward, a little sweeping, a little swimming, until you find your way to any breathful edge. You could pull a bolster in here, blocks, elbows, fists, any supports. Try to find a place for the head to rest. Keep some muscular action in the toes, drawing back towards the shins, the core, lengthening the lower back. And pause and bow into yourself. Thank you, body. And the listening breaths, soothing breaths. You might sigh out or pursed lips out like you're blowing out a candle, or blowing ripples across water, whatever your preferred element is right now. See if you can imagine breathing the light of the moon and the sun here into your back body, the back of the head, shoulders, behind the heart, the kidneys and adrenals, powering up the low back. If there's any intensity there that makes you want to run away, you might pulse in and out, soften the pose, and see if you can just melt it a little more without any forcing. Maybe it's gentler, it's smaller, it's okay, it's good. Just honoring your body, listening with the breath. Please stay as you like, or follow any inhale to Juripa. Take hold of the knees. You could find yourself an easy seat, or drape back and come into any final resting shape. Just find a place where you can be in relative stillness. If there's any residual tension or busyness, you might inhale and hold it, squeeze it, exaggerate it, extra sip of inhale, and melt it all away. Please do that as many times as needed. It can be so helpful to relax or preparing for sleep, or just to release tensions that we're holding, especially when they're unconscious ones, just making them really present and conscious and then just stripping them away. You might take a few intentional breaths and breathe your intention. Imagine the energy of that intention shining out through your body into the world. And then release any efforting, simply witness yourself being breathed, life, lifing itself. Notice the spaciousness from which the breath arises and into which everything dissolves. Rest in and as the spaciousness. Become so present, the non doing, just the receptivity. You may start to receive deeper ways of knowing, sensing patterns in the consciousness, the energy of your body mind. Choose what to keep, what to melt away. Can you sense the innate sense of well-being that the core work reminds us of, that inner heat, the tapas, the prana shakti, awake, alive, sensing your own vibrancy. Really mark that, any sense of any of that you got. Remember that you can do this for yourself at any time. And I encourage you to rest in the repose as long as you like or are able. When you're ready to move, just bring awareness back to breath. Return to delicious breaths and let that wisdom that rides on the breath lead you to what's next. Thank you so much for your presence and your practice. The light in me sees and celebrates that in you. May your smile be easy. May your heart be light. May your self-expression be as easy as you can. Go for what makes you shake a bit. Let that heat build and shine and serve your beautiful offering of self to the world. Namaste, beautiful humans. Namago. Thank you.